This is not just another 10 Essentials gear video. After 30 years of hiking, I'm going to show you my 39 must-have items I bring on every single hike. And that includes one emergency item that's made a return after a 25-year absence. I think this spot will do to go through our gear, nestled between these two ponderosa pines and with beautiful Mount Meeker and Long's Peak in the background. Let's dig in. We're going to break this gear list into categories, but before we start pulling things out and digging into each category, let's talk about my backpack. When it comes to backpacks, the only thing that really matters is that you have one that's comfortable for you and is right-sized, enough to carry all of your must-have items, plus some additional items that you might take on a given hike. In my case, I've got an Osprey Stratos 34, which is almost 15 years old. And a few things that I like about this backpack: one, it is super comfortable. It sits a little bit off of your back. There's a little bit of air that can get through between the backpack and your back, so I don't get sweaty. Also, I like that I can reach and get the water without having to take this backpack off. For our first category, let's talk about electronics. Of course, we've got the phone that's recording this video now. I also have this dry bag that I keep inside that pocket. In this dry bag, I have charging cables and I have a power bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp power bank from Nightcore. Shout out to those guys who provided this power bank that I used last fall backpacking on the Superior hiking trail. The other electronics item is right here, this Garmin InReach Mini. We'll go more into this later when we talk about emergency items. Also in the electronics category, but maybe the emergency category, depending on when you need it, is a headlamp. This one comes from the folks at Nightcore, just like the power bank. It is lightweight, has multiple light intensities. It can take AAA batteries or a rechargeable battery, which is in here right now. Our next category, navigation. Of course, I use my phone for navigation. I use apps like AllTrails. It's super convenient, but you can't only rely on your phone. So I try to always bring a paper map. And there's two reasons for that. One is you need it as a backup. And two, having the map makes hiking more fun in three ways, really. First, when I'm home planning the trip, it's fun to check out the map and get an idea for where I'm going. So when I leave the car, I'm already mentally prepared. Two, using the paper map while you're hiking, taking a break, checking out the map, makes hiking more fun. And three, when I go home, sometimes I like to take a marker or a highlighter and highlight the trails I've hiked. So trail maps, not just for navigation, but also for extra fun. When it comes to navigation, I have another item too, this little tiny compass that I've carried for like 25 years. You know what? If I lose my phone or it doesn't work and I don't know the direction, I can at least rely on this for a rough estimate of the cardinal directions. The next category is an important one, emergency items. And here's where we'll see the item that's finally made it back into my kit after many years of absence. Let's start off with bear spray. I normally have it right on my belt in the holster, and if I need to use this, it truly is an emergency. Next, the Garmin InReach Mini, which I don't use for navigation, but I do use as an SOS emergency device. In order to use it, you need to pay for the subscription, and you turn it on when you leave the car so it has a signal acquired in case you need to use it. Next, an emergency whistle, which I keep right on that strap of my backpack right here. Yep, still works. I have never had occasion to use it in over 30 years, but I will keep it forever. Next, a Bic lighter can come in handy for many reasons, mostly for starting a fire. And a tiny mini Swiss Army knife, which has a few different things, but mostly what I like on it is the scissor, because I've had occasions where I had to cut like KT tape, and I'm glad to have a little scissor and a knife. Now, the item that's finally back in my kit after all these years is the emergency blanket. I used to carry it in college, and I don't know what happened to that one, but I didn't have it for many years. And I thought about it recently, and I realized, you know, these are cheap. They weigh almost nothing. I can keep it in here. And you know what? If I get stranded overnight, I don't have a sleeping bag. This is my day hiking kit. So this emergency blanket could mean the difference between suffering and not, and who knows, it could mean the difference between something worse. So it's back in the pack, and I'm glad to have it. I've got all my must-have items listed in the description below, along with links to where you can buy them if you're interested. It's a great way to support the channel at no cost to you. Our next category is first aid. I've got a dry sack in here, keeps everything in here nice and dry. What have I got? Just a few items, the absolute minimum I need for day hiking. I've got Band-Aids of assorted sizes, and I've got these KT brand Band-Aid type things, which are really good for blisters. And you never know when they come in handy. Just a hike, I think about a month ago, I was hiking and I passed someone and they said to me, "Do you have any Band-Aids?" And I was like, "I sure do." So it came in handy. I've got Neosporin, which is just an antibiotic ointment, and I carry some Advil because you never know. You get a headache, especially here in Colorado, sometimes being at elevation. Right now we're at about 8,000 feet, but I can be as high as 14,000 feet. And you never know, if you injure yourself or you're sore, Advil always comes in handy. Up next, hygiene. And we'll start off with the thing no one wants to have to use, but if they need it, they're glad to have it. The old poop bag. And in here, I've got a few items. I've got this sturdy, lightweight trowel that's great for digging a cat hole into the earth. I've also got toilet paper and a few doggy poop bags, because leave no trace principles mean you don't leave the toilet paper out in the wilderness. There's something else you absolutely also need to have, and that is hand sanitizer. You're going to want to clean your hands, not just for the poop activities, but before you eat or have a snack, clean your hands, hand sanitizer. Our next category, hydration. Even on a short hike, you need to bring some water. At a minimum, I pack 1 liter of water. This is just an old Essentia bottle, but I've used smart water bottles. I'll reuse them for quite a while, just fill them up before I go. On a longer hike, I'll take a minimum of 2 liters. I don't ever want to carry more water than I need. Water is like the heaviest thing I'm carrying. So on an extremely long hike, I might rely on my water filter. I'm always packing it just in case, but having this Katahdin Be Free allows me to get additional water during the hike. The next category, bug protection. Now you might be thinking, "Justin, it's the middle of winter in Colorado. You don't need bug protection today." But the thing I like about this kit is that it's so lightweight, I just keep these items in here all the time. And then I don't need to worry about, did I pack my bug protection? So I've got this spray bottle of DEET that I keep here in a Ziploc bag just in case it leaks. And I've got this item, this mosquito head net, which I have had to use a few times, and when I've needed to use it, I was so glad to have it. Now, there is an additional item that I don't bring with me when I'm hiking, but it's a critical part of my bug protection strategy, and that is permethrin. I treat my clothes, my hiking clothes, and sometimes even my backpack with permethrin at the beginning of the season, and then again, maybe halfway through the season, because it really helps to minimize the ticks. When I'm hiking in the Northeast, those ticks carry Lyme disease. I don't want to get Lyme disease again. I've had it once. It was a minor case. Once was enough. Next up, sun protection. Whether I'm hiking in Colorado or in the desert, I need to be protected from the sun. First off, I wear a ball cap. Keeps the sun off my face for the most part. I do get some sun on my nose, and that's why I keep this stick of SPF 55 sunscreen, put it on my nose, hopefully before I even leave the trailhead. Next, I wear this long sleeve, lightweight base layer. I like it even in hot weather. I like it. It keeps me cool. And I like to have clothes over my skin protecting me from the sun, because I don't really like to put sunscreen on. And I always get the kind of base layer that has a hood. So between all those items, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job protecting myself from the sun. Up next, storage sacks. These are all waterproof, and I've got a few different sizes. 2 of these you've already seen. This 2-liter one, I keep my first aid items in, and this 4-liter one, I keep my electronics in. So let's move on to this big one. This is a 13 liter. Now, this is my kitchen or my food category at this point. I do keep some stuff in here all the time so that if I go hiking without any planning, I know I've got some snacks. So I keep beef jerky and I've got Snickers in here, these little Snicker bites. But I've got one thing that is super helpful that everyone I think should have, and that is a long spoon. So there are times when I'm eating even chips, I have this long spoon, and I can tell you, it comes in way handier than you think it's going to. On backpacking trips, which I also bring this on, if I'm using or eating dehydrated meals in those big bags, that little spoon, you can't really get in there. With this long spoon, you get in there real nice, bring it up. It's a real pleasure to have. Made of titanium, another thing that weighs almost nothing, and just keep it in here. Next category, clothes, both what I wear and what I keep in the backpack until I actually need it. We've already covered a couple of items in the sun protection category. My long sleeve base layer with the hood, my ball cap. I also wear hiking pants that are convertibles. If it's super hot, I'll unzip the convertible thing and make them into shorts and stuff the legs into my backpack. So let's see what I carry in the backpack until I actually need it. This mid layer, which is capilene, and I also have a hood with this. I just like to have hoods. Next, I have my raincoat. Always keep it, just like all these items, in my backpack. Hope I don't need it. So I have a puffy down jacket as a warm layer here. Even though it's winter, I don't need it today. And so your question is, Justin, in the summer, do you need it really? And yes, here in Colorado, you can get all 4 seasons in one day. So if I'm hiking a 13,000 foot peak or higher, you get pretty high and all of a sudden it is cold up there. And yes, in the middle of summer, I have worn all of my layers. Do you need a puffy where you're hiking? Maybe not. If you're in the kind of place where you can get all 4 seasons in a day, throw them in there. It all fits. It's all less than 10 pounds. So I had no problem carrying all this stuff. There's one more item in the clothes category I want to make sure I mention, and that's this bandana. Yes, you can use it as a handkerchief, but I tend to use it as a bandana around my neck, or I will just tie it to the back of my backpack so I have something bright orange on me always I can put on when I need it. Hiking poles. For me, they are a must-have for a couple of reasons. First, the obvious. When I'm hiking on something steep, especially going downhill, they just help me keep my balance and feel sturdy. Second, an unintended positive is when I'm using hiking poles, I never get fat fingers, which when I'm hiking without poles, my fingers get kind of stiff. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. For some reason, when I'm using the poles, I just never get them. Now, these poles, they are collapsible, they're super light, and also super cheap. Future Justin here with 2 items I forgot to record while I was up in the forest. Of course, I had them with me. I bring them on every hike. First, these lightweight merino wool gloves. I always pack them and they come in handy way more often than you might think. The other was right here on this trekking pole. I wonder if you noticed, and that is this duct tape that I have wrapped around the pole. I put them on all my poles, and every once in a while I need a little bit of duct tape. I just unwrap it, cut it with my Swiss Army knife scissor, and I've got duct tape. Click here for more hiking videos, and for something completely different, click here for my inspirational short films.